Hi everyone. This time I want to talk about confusing things in Alien Covenant. Number 1. David. The biggest problem for me is David himself and the humans who created him. In the first scene of the movie we see the moment where David is activated. And some minutes into the scene he says this.
You seek your creator. I am looking at mine. I will serve you, yet you are human. You will die. I will not.
This is already a big warning signal that David is maybe too free in his way of thinking. And it's the moment where Peter Weyland should think, hey, maybe I got too far with this AI. But for some reason he just acts angry about David's question and puts him into place by ordering David to serve him some tea. There is also a strange scene in the commercial made for David 8 models.
I can carry out directives that my human counterparts might find distressing or unethical.
In which situation would it be helpful that an android who is made to serve humans in their homes and offices to carry out unethical actions? And how does this make him more efficient? This would be helpful if you create a professional killer robot. Is he allowed to kill people if the David 8 owner tells him to do it? In case of Prometheus, the answer is yes. He poisons Charlie Holloway with the black goo because Weyland told him so. It's in conflict with what David says at the end of the David 8 TV spot.
David, what makes you sad?
War, poverty, cruelty, unnecessary violence.
Unnecessary violence depends on what David decides to be unnecessary. We could argue the killing Shaw and experiment with her dead body was unnecessary violence, but David seems to have another point of view on this. So basically with David 8 you buy a Terminator that can turn on you at any second and decide that you're not worth living. How could no one at Weyland Company or Weyland himself realize that it's not a good idea to start selling this android model to people? The new Walter model is proof that it did not go well in the past.
You disturbed people. I beg your pardon. You were too human, too idiosyncratic, thinking for yourself. Made people uncomfortable. So they made the following models with fewer complications.
How could they not see that they need boundaries for this android since the beginning? Makes no sense, especially because they are stronger than humans and even have programmed martial arts skills. I think it would be pretty hard for a David 8 owner to deactivate him if he loses his mind. Maybe you get a fully loaded shotgun for free if you buy a David. Number 2. The naivety of the crew. So many people already pointed out that it's stupid of the crew to trust David because he lives in a building surrounded by dead bodies. But what I consider the most stupid point in the following conversation is
it even safe here?
Perfectly.
why would they just believe this? They can see with their own eyes that it's not completely safe in this building. There is a big hole at the rooftop right over their heads that leads directly from the outside into the room that they are in. They also didn't see any security systems. The door that they came in opened automatically without David have to push some button or identify himself. There is no reason to believe that it would not open for any hostile creatures too. If the captain really would be concerned about safety, he would order some crew members to guard every opening and door that leads into this room. We even see in a later scene that the Neomorph just has to climb up the building and crawl through an opening. They also have an unbelievable amount of disinterest for this ancient alien ruins they just discovered on this unknown planet. No one asks David too much about this place. Keep in mind that the crew of the Covenant was not aware about other alien civilizations, and now they have an android right in front of them who could answer many questions about this, because he lives on this planet for 10 years. But no one seems to care. It's not like they have no time for a conversation. They have no contact to the Covenant ship, and in the following scene they sit around a bonfire. Would this not be the perfect conditions to sit down with David and hear more about what he found out? No, the captain just cries about what went wrong in this mission. Number 3. The alien egg scene. Some people say it was a dumb decision from Kane to look into the alien egg in the original Alien film. I have another opinion on this. It's not wise but understandable. Kane was shown to us as a guy who likes adventures and exploration. He insisted to be with the team who goes to investigate the unknown alien ship on a dangerous planet. So I totally buy that he would look into this egg because of pure curiosity. I think the reason for many people why they think it's dumb is because they know they are watching a horror movie or they have seen the film before. But Kane just knows that there are eggs in front of him. I never heard of a creature on Earth that is born out of an egg and is immediately ready to attack you. And Kane also does not know how the space jockey died and that it has something to do with these eggs. Like I said, it's not a good decision, but I can kind of understand it. But there is no excuse in Alien Covenant for this. Before Captain Oram bows over the alien egg, he caught David flirting in a very weird way with this dangerous alien creature who has eaten one of his crew members. Then David explains to him that he is basically a mad scientist who studies these creatures and even describes them as beautiful. And as we know from Walter, humans are aware that David 8 models can get mad because they are able to become self-aware. And still, after all of this information, he is willing to follow David into his dark basement. Even if there would not be a single alien egg down there, and I would be armed with the most deadliest, effective weapon the world has ever seen, I would not follow David down there. But okay, he feels safe enough to do this because he carries an assault rifle. Now he can clearly see that his basement is wet, dirty and full with some unknown eggs. From this point on, David's explanation why he created these eggs would not matter to me. I would go out of there immediately. But no, Oram feels the need to touch this slimy looking egg with his bare, unprotected hands. I think not many people would do that because they would be disgusted by this thing.
Perfectly safe. I assure you.
Now is the time to say, you know what, David? I think I forgot to put the laundry out of my washing machine. Then walk backwards towards the exit door with your weapon constantly pointed at David and the egg. But the wave of unnatural human behavior continues. Oram trusts David and has to suffer the horrible consequences. Sorry, but he deserves it at this point. Number 4. The acting of the main character. Ripley from the original movie was tougher and smarter than Daniels, but she also was afraid of the xenomorph, and you can see and feel this. But Daniels seems to be not afraid at all. It sucks every bit of tension out of the final fight scene. She just seems to be angry at the xenomorph, and easily kills one when they are on the planet. But oh no, there is a second one. Kind of less intimidating after the first xenomorph was already killed. She and Tennessee even joke around when they try to lure the second one into a trap.
Don't shoot if you can avoid it. Its blood will lead through the hull.
Oh, great.
It seems more like they want to get rid of an ugly bug or something. The fact that they both live through that fight makes the situation also less thrilling. Imagine Tennessee would be killed and she is on her own now, and we would finally see some sadness or fear in her face. This could have been an opportunity to deliver an explanation why she trusts Walter at the end, and does not recognize that it's David now. If he would come to rescue her and they defeat the xenomorph together, even I, as an audience member, would be unsure if this could be still Walter. But no, they do the same old throw the alien out in space thing. Number 5. What was the point of this film? I thought this prequel should explain the space jockey race, and yet in both movies they are dead or don't say anything. Except for this meaningless conversation in the deleted scene of Prometheus. I know we could read other script versions or some internet explanations about them, but why is nearly nothing of this in the movies? Instead it's a story about an evil android who creates the xenomorph. The engineers seem to be just a side plot to explain where the black goo comes from, who finally led to the creation of the alien. In both movies they were unsure if they would be able to make a sequel, and both of them end with a cliffhanger. Yes, Ridley Scott wanted to make more, but it would have been better if this movie would explain more about the questions in Prometheus. But now we have an unfinished prequel series with not much new insight into this universe. They could have just called it Evil Android and Evil Android Strikes Back. So these were 5 annoying things about Alien Covenant. Would you include David more in the sequel, or would you finally make a story that really is about the engineers? Let me know in the comments below. And thank you for watching.